Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of Math Unlocked, and I'm your host, Mrs. Rhodes-Grierson. Come with me while we explore fractions again, but for today we're going to be looking at how do I convert fractions and what fractions are convertible, because if I have an improper fraction, if I have a proper fraction, such as the number half, that can't be converted because I have less than a whole. But what we're looking at today is that we want to convert from mixed numbers to improper fractions. So what can we actually convert? We can convert mixed numbers and we can convert improper fractions. So my first task is to convert this mixed number to an improper fraction. So to see what do they actually represent, right? So we have the number 1.5. I'm going to do a little sketch so that we can visualize what this looks like. I have one whole, so I'm going to draw that into a circle. And I have a half. I'm going to draw a whole circle and take a half from it. So let's just say that these are two equal, the sizes are the same. But I'm doing a sketch, right? So from this one, I'm going to be dividing into two equal pieces, and I'm going to take a half. What I want to do is to actually divide this one into two equal pieces as well, because the aim is that I want to represent an improper fraction. And in improper fractions, we do not represent whole parts, we represent fractional pieces. How many parts was the whole divided into? I divided this whole into two equal parts because this fractional piece here says it's divided into halves. So that means all my wholes that are part of this number would have been represented in terms of halves. And I divided into two equal pieces. Now, to convert this to an improper fraction is to indicate how many halves do I actually have. Now, from this whole, I have two halves. So I have 1/2 plus another 1/2. Plus, I have another 1/2 from this fraction of this whole over here. So in total, what do I actually have? I have 3 halves. Now notice I could just add them together because all of them, the pieces are the same size. So I could say 1/2 plus another 1/2 plus another 1/2 is representing 3 halves. Now this is improper because you cannot differentiate or distinguish the wholes from the halves. All my halves are represented in one fraction. So I've converted my mixed number to an improper fraction, which means that 1.5 is equal to 3 halves. Now the shorter method without visualizing it is to state what is actually occurring here. If I have 1.5, and I should tell you how many halves do I have. Since it is halves and I have one whole here, I can get 2 halves from this whole. So I say 2 times 1. So this, because it is halves, and how many halves can I get from here? I can get 2 of them. So I multiply 2 times 1, which is 2, plus I have this other half, 1 more half from here. So I said 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1, that gives me 3. So in total I have 3 halves. So let's do another one without doing a visual diagram. What if you have 3 1/3 and you want to convert that to an improper fraction? Since if the fraction is placed in thirds and I have 3 whole parts, each whole will be divided into 3 pieces, each. So the each is implying that from each whole here I should get 3 pieces. So I could do multiplication to see how many. 3 times 3, that's 9/3. Plus another one from here, which gives me 10/3. So I would represent this as 10/3. So I can get 10 1/3 pieces out of having 3 wholes and 1/3. And to do that shortcut, we multiply the denominator, which tells us how many pieces, by the whole number, and then we add our numerator to indicate to convert from a mixed number to an improper. You want to try one? Try this one for me. If you have 2.25 to be converted to an improper fraction, what is your answer? Comment in the section, what is your answer?